So you come across a great opportunity and you want to do a traditional 1031 exchange, but that seller doesn't want to wait until you sell your property. So it's a problem because you have a great opportunity, but yet you don't have the financing to be able to buy it outright and then sell your property. So there's something called the reverse 1031 exchange, which means instead of a traditional 1031 exchange where you sell first and then buy, a reverse 1031 allows you to buy first and then it allows you to sell your property after the fact. Now, the problem with the reverse 1031 exchange is that a lot of people don't have the financing to be able to buy the property first. Now, Veronica Guillen actually has a product where you can cross collateralize a property, get the money, the down payment for that property to buy that property first, and you can combine this strategy with a reverse 1031 exchange. Welcome back to the podcast, Veronica. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Okay, so this product, so tell us how you can buy a property first if you don't have the down payment to put down for that property.
For this particular program, you do have to own properties or property with equity, meaning less than 50% of the current value of the home. So if you're trying to do this program and you owe 80% of the value, this is not the program that's going to help you out. You do have to have equity. If you have 4 properties and you only owe 40% on each one, we can use that. But we are going to be limited to 50 to 60% difference. So this is where we can use the equity on those properties, not cash out on those properties, actually put liens on those properties, and it would be what is like a blanket on those. So you would be able to buy this dream property or this ideal property that you want, and we're going to blanket it. So you can buy it using the equity in the other properties without actually physically doing a loan. We're going to write a note on behind each one of them.
Got it. So basically, it's a way for them to get financing on the property that they're purchasing based on the equity that they have with the other properties, basically.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're going to use the equity on the other properties that you own. If they're free and clear, that's great. You have a lot of buying power depending on the value of the property.
Yeah. So I'll give you the example that I had. So I had a client that wanted to buy a investment ranch. They didn't have the money as a down payment, but they had a property that was almost paid off. They basically did a cross collateralization on the equity on this property, but they used that for the down payment for this one, bought this one. Then the client eventually ended up selling a different property that he had to pay back the cross collateralization and then basically free up this property from that blanket loan all over again, basically.
Exactly. I've had clients in the past, they want to purchase an investment property. They own another investment property that's free and clear. They don't want to refinance it. They don't have enough time. So what I did, they bought the property with no money out of pocket. I put a lien on the one that's free and clear. They bought this property with 0 out of pocket. When they sold this other investment property or when they were ready to refinance it, then they paid off the loan completely.
Got it. So it sounds like this is a shorter term loan. What's the length of the loan? Is it interest only? Is it principal and interest? And what are the qualifications in order to be able to qualify?
This is a private money loan. It's a private money loan, meaning it's individuals that will lend you this money. It is a 1-year term. I can extend it up to 18 months. It is interest only, typically 10%. And you don't need anything to qualify. You can have a 500 credit score and have a property that's free and clear, and you can buy another property that you want. Not an issue.
What about doc or no doc?
This is a no doc loan. So this is something really cool. I mean, we can get more and more creative. If you have a lot of equity, I can actually finance 12 months payments into it too. So, I mean, it depends on how much equity you have. Again, creative financing, there's several options I look at and I try to tell you I could do this, this, and this with it. Which one do you want?
Yeah. Now, the only thing that I would give in that example that I gave is they didn't put the cross collateralization for a reverse 1031 exchange on the property that they were selling because the IRS doesn't really like to see that. They put the cross collateralization on a different property that he had. Then he sold that property basically that they didn't put the cross collateralization. So for the viewers, I just want to be able to clarify that. That way, if you guys are considering the reverse 1031 exchange, this is a perfect product because you're able to get the financing from the equity that you have into the property that you're buying. Just make sure that you don't get the financing from the property that you're considering selling, because the IRS doesn't like to see that right before a 1031 exchange. Is there anything else that you think would be helpful as it relates to this cross collateralization program?
Not limited to residential. You can do commercial. I had a guy do an auto body shop. So commercial wanted to buy an auto body shop, had residential. We did use all of the properties he had, and he did buy an auto body shop using this method, cross collateralization. And he got the auto body shop, and then he refinanced about 6 months later. So it's not limited to. You can also, you don't have to be limited to just one property. You can cross collateralize 3 or 4 as long as title is the same.
And how long does it take to fund? Meaning, like, let's say I identify a property, you identify that I have the equity, 2 weeks approximately?
I have literally closed a deal like this where the lady wanted to purchase a property. I closed it in 72 hours.
Got it. Appraisal or no appraisal on it?
It depends on the actual property you're buying and how much equity you have. If something's free and clear, I can do it probably with no appraisal. The one I did that quick, it was free and clear and no appraisal was needed.
Fantastic. Okay, great. If somebody wanted to get in touch with you as it relates to financing via cross collateralization, or if they're considering doing a reverse 1031 exchange, how would they go about doing that?
On closewithveronica@gmail, closewithveronica.com, or closewithveronica on Instagram.
Fantastic. Okay. Veronica, I do want to say thank you so much for taking the time to be on the podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you feel that this episode will be helpful, make sure to hit that share button. Thank you again. And to our viewers, until next time.